On new GMS devices, or those that have been reset to factory conditions, we need to do an initial device setup. Let's walk through the steps. When the device is initially powered up and boots, we get this welcome screen from the Google Setup Wizard and a notification about no SIM card if the device is a TC25 and there isn't one already installed. We're going to ignore the SIM card for now. Just tap the welcome screen to clear the notification. The default language is shown and can be changed as needed by tapping the down arrow. If you tap the welcome screen several times in the same spot, you will enter the QR provisioning mode, wherein you can, set up and provision the device by scanning a QR code. But in this demo, we are trying to cover the manual wizard method of initial device setup. So let's tap the Let's Go button. Okay, seems they really want us to insert a SIM card. Again, we're going to skip that for now. Here, you have the option to transfer your data from a previous device to the TC25, or to just set it up as a brand new device. Let's do that. So, now we need to be on a network in order to sign in to a Google account, get software updates, and automatically set the date and time. You see here the available networks. We're going to connect to main-142, which has WPA2 security. So, tap that WLAN name, enter the password. You can also scroll down to Advanced Options, where you can set proxy information and change the IP information from DCHP to static if you need to. We don't need to in this case, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to hit Connect. This takes a while, and then it'll check for pending updates and some general information. And finally, you can sign into the Google account, which gets associated with this device, allowing it to download apps from Google Play and to back up app data to Google. If you don't have a Google account, you can tap More Options to create one. I'll sign in with my Google account email address followed by my password. Prior to associating this Google account with this device, Google requires that you agree to their terms of service and privacy policies. You should read them both and/or have your IT admins advise you. If you decide not to agree to those terms and conditions, then tap Don't add this account now. For the sake of this demo, however, I'll agree and let this continue. It then checks for info again and gets account information. It wants you to protect your device with a screen lock. You can skip this, but it's best to use one of the 3 available locks. I happen to like to use a PIN. You can add an additional layer of protection by requiring the PIN to be entered before the device will start up. This is a pretty good idea in that it will definitely reduce theft. So, enter the PIN and then re-enter it for confirmation. The account is added and you see this report. Tap Next to enable or disable certain Google services. You can tap on a service to learn more about it. I won't read it, but you get the idea. Here are more of these services. You should check with your IT admin about their policy for enabling these services before tapping Next. And a few additional things that can be set up now, or it can wait until later when you need them. Later sounds good to me, so we're all set now. Well, one more decision to enable hardware acceleration by allowing iZAT to collect location data. Not too sure about that, so I'm going to leave it disabled. You will check with your admin. And there we have it, the long-awaited home screen. We are now ready for action. Speaking of action, let's pull down the notification panel. I just want to point out a few things of interest. The first is this notification that says this is a new device, and tapping on it will take you to some application setup screens, for example, Gmail setup. The second one is a new SD card has been found, and needs to be set up is the message really. You have the choice of using the SD card as portable storage, sort of your normal external storage, and that's the default, or reformatting it to behave just like normal internal storage. That's referred to as adopting the portable storage, and we have a separate demo on that process. The last notification is really just for you to take note of how much Play Store has already been doing updating apps to their latest versions. Is that good? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on your work requirements and if the update results in some unanticipated learning curve effort. It's just something to think about. Okay, GMS device is now set up and ready to use. And that concludes our demo.